season 4, and this is a remix video. And y'all know what a remix is. A remix is when you take one artist, you add in another artist, and you get a remix version. So for this video, I'm remixing Ready to Love, the ladies of Ready to Love with Kevin Samuels. So get ready. So first of all, I don't know if you guys know it, but this was a season of women entrepreneurs. Did you know that every single lady on the show was an entrepreneur in some way? Let me run it down to you. Shiloh was an intimacy coach. Carrie was a real estate and interior designer. Aisha is a salon owner. Camille is a teacher, but she also has her own fashion company called Covered in Hazel. Mumen is a singer and stylist, and she also runs her own charitable organization called Airborne Charities. Libba, she's a professor, but she also runs her own YouTube channel. Courtney's a business consultant, so I'm quite sure she's advising or consulting entrepreneurs. Tasia is the CEO of her own company for a tech startup for childcare. Zadia is a personal trainer. Sydney, we know she's in the nightclub industry and has her own business. We don't know for sure what it was, but she's definitely an entrepreneur. And Sabrina was a fashion designer. So today what we're talking about is, the question is, did our entrepreneur ladies bring too much of their entrepreneurial spirit into the dating world? And that's what we're going to talk about. On last night's show of Kevin Samuels, and this is how we're going to remix it, he made the statement that modern women want to be trophy wives and they don't want to do the work of marriage. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, did our ladies of Ready to Love bring too much of their entrepreneurial spirit into dating? And did we see that in the show, if at all? So first of all, like I said on my other videos, I've always told everybody, marriage is an institution. It is not a fantasy. It is not something we make up. And I know we have entrepreneurial spirit because I'm an entrepreneur. But I will say that marriage is not an entrepreneurial endeavor. It really is an institution. I like to liken marriage to going to college, right? Think about this. When you went to college, for those of you who went or even know how it works, you went to college and you said, oh, I want to major in business. I want to major in psychology. I want to major in social work. I want to major in engineering. Whatever it is you decided you want to major in that subject. Okay. That subject is marriage. Okay. That subject you said you wanted to major in, that's marriage. That's when you say you want to get married, you want to major in marriage. Well, when you went to the college, they said, okay, in order for you to get to the degree of psychology, business, whatever, there is a curriculum. There's certain coursework you have to take, and there's certain coursework you have to pass. Now, you didn't have to take those courses. You didn't have to pass those courses. You didn't have to do what the curriculum said. But if you did take those courses, you wouldn't get the degree. We knew plenty of people who would come in and take whatever classes they wanted to take. You know, I'm going to take basket weaving. I'm going to take this over here. I'm going to take this over here. And when they finally got ready to get into their major, their counselor said, you know, it's great you took those classes, but they don't count towards your degree. So you feel like I wasted all this time, right? That's what marriage is like. Although we want to be entrepreneurs and craft our own idea of marriage, to be honest with you, a lot of it is already predetermined. There are some basic classes that people have to take, men and women, in order to get the degree in marriage and to be a wife. Now, the longer you fight this, the longer you say, I'm not taking that class. I don't want to take that class. I don't like that class. The longer you will be in college taking a bunch of classes that don't add up to a degree. So that's what I want to say about marriage and entrepreneurial spirit. So now I want to talk about the entrepreneurial spirit that we have as women and that these women might have had. Did it interfere with their dating? So I want to take a look back at the season on some situations where I feel like it played away And let me tell you, in my own marriage, I've had to keep my business, my entrepreneurial spirit, and that stuff out of my marriage because most of the time our spouses don't want to be that with us or to that. How many times, talk to any married woman and she will tell you at some point in time, her husband has told her, hey, I'm not your so-and-so. It could be, I'm not your student. I'm not your patient. I'm not you're this. I'm not your that. Plenty of times it's happened to us. And basically that's saying you're bringing too much of your work persona home. So let's look at the ladies. Shiloh, intimacy coach. Got her in trouble with Phil. She broke out the flashcards, the cue cards. She was intent on having Phil open up to her and share his feelings. And he was not interested in participating in her work persona here in this relationship. He tried to stop it. He tried to get her off of it. But every time Shiloh would show up and she wanted to talk more about intimacy questions, flashcards, questions to prompt Q&A. Too much. Camille, a teacher. Was I the only one that got teacher vibes from Camille when she was telling Cornelius, sit over here, sit down, don't do that, do this? That sounds just like my second grade teacher. She was instructing Cornelius like she instructs the kids in her classroom. Teachers are used to commanding the classroom, standing in front, having students listen and do exactly what they say. And Camille was doing that all season long with Cornelius. Mumen. Now, Mumen is a singer. Now, I remember this scene, which was one of the scenes that I think really lost Walter with her. Walter was sitting at the piano, playing the piano with Sabrina, and he was trying to get to know Sabrina. Mumen walks in, and she gets a little bit disturbed. Now, most people thought she was just disturbed because he was talking to Sabrina. But you know what I think it was also? Here is Mumen, a singer, songwriter, and you sitting at the piano with Sabrina? I'm the songwriter. I'm the singer. Why aren't you doing this with me? Mumen brought a career into dating. Tasia, this was very obvious. Tasia pretty much started every conversation with those men with what she did for a living. I run my own business. 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 Once again, she brought her business into dating. Zadia, personal trainer. We've all had one at one time or another, and they drive us hard. They tell us what we're doing wrong. Do this right. You're doing the push-up wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're doing the pull-up wrong. You do this, you do that. When she was standing over Dante and pointing her finger at him and telling him everything that he was doing wrong and what he did right and what he did wrong, she sounded like a personal trainer telling Dante, let me tell you what you did wrong and what you should do right. Personal trainer was written all over that scene. Sydney, nightclub. A lot of people have said Sydney dresses too sexy all the time. She dresses like she's at a nightclub all the time. That could be a turnoff to a lot of guys. Sure, they like the sexy. Sure, they like that. But do they want it all the time? Should every day be a nightclub, day or night? Once again, bringing your work into the dating world when maybe sometimes you need to leave it at work. So here, what we're going to discuss is, in your own life, can you look at situations where you're bringing your work into your dating life, and is that attractive? And I want to tell you that a lot of men don't find it attractive. If I'm really honest, most men don't care what we do. The only reason they ask is because they think we like to talk about it and they want to seem interested in us. But most men don't care about what we do. I know it's a shock to our egos and all of that, but most men, some of them would actually prefer to talk about them. But they actually appease us and ask us about our own career. So not only do they not want to talk about our careers all the time, when we bring it to them and we try to make them our students, our whatever else, they really push back. In my other videos, I talk about how women are the sellers and men are the customers, okay? The men are the customers. So we have to start treating them like customers. But sometimes I think these entrepreneurial ladies treated these men like their employees. And I think they tried to get some of these men to buy into some of the areas where they thought were their strengths, where they felt they thrived, but it didn't translate well to the dating world. And when Kevin Samuel says women want to be trophy wives and they don't want to work at being a wife, I think some of what he's getting to, although I'm one of the tone people, I think what he says is women want to do another type of work and they don't want to do the type of work that comes with being a wife. They want to do the work that they do in their work world and they want that to count as wife work. And that's the same as when I tell you you're taking elective classes. You want to take these courses, but you want the university to count it towards your degree. Well, they don't. Unfortunately, they don't. So if you want to get a degree, you're going to have to start taking some of the courses and passing some of the courses that men have required to get the degree. Because once again, the men are the ones that bestow the degree upon the women of wife and marriage. They are the buyers. So what do you guys think? Drop down my comments. Let me know. Let's talk about it. And we'll catch up next time. Bye.